Assalamu alaikum and very good evening, dear students and viewers and those who are watching right now. I welcome all of you from Mohammadpur Government High School online class. Hope all are well and I am also good enough by the grace of Almighty Allah. Dear students, before going to start my lesson, I would like to introduce myself for those who are new today in my class. This is Masud Bhuiyan, Assistant Teacher English, Mohammadpur Government High School, Dhaka. Dear students, in my previous class, I discussed a lesson from your EFT book, but today I would like to take a class on an important grammar topic. Before I dive into my lesson, I want to make sure that you are ready to join the class. Hope you are ready and join with your necessary things like pen, note khata, etc. Dear students, at the very beginning, I would like to show you a video clip. Let's enjoy the video clip and try to guess the today's topic.
If I were you. Hello, Sally. You're very late. What happened?
I'm so sorry. I would have been on time if the traffic hadn't been so bad.
I was so surprised when you called me yesterday and told me you wanted to come to the gym with me. I think that's fantastic.
You know, lately I felt so out of shape, so I want to change my lifestyle. And I want to lose weight too. If I hadn't gained so much weight, I would have been more energetic. I know you are an expert in this, so if you have any advice for me, I'll be happy to listen.
Well, if you didn't eat so many sweets anymore, you would definitely lose weight.
You're right. I have been eating too many sweets lately, almost every day. And I know that if you eat too many sweets, you gain weight.
You should also try to avoid junk food. Eat lots of fruits and vegetables. You'll not get enough vitamins if you don't eat fresh fruit.
If I drank packaged juice instead of eating fruits and vegetables, would that be enough?
I wouldn't drink packaged juice if I were you. It has lots of sugar. If you want to be in good shape, exercise at least 2 times a week. Do you practice any sport?
Not anymore. I used to go to the swimming pool a few years ago. If I could work out twice a week, that would be awesome. So, workout, lots of fruits and veggies, no junk food. What else should I do?
You need to get enough rest if you want to stay healthy. Do you get enough sleep?
I'm afraid not. I sleep only 5 or 6 hours a night. I watch TV until very late because I'm not sleepy at all.
Do you still drink cola in the evening?
Yes, I do.
If you didn't drink cola in the evening anymore, you would be sleepy.
Dear students, by watching this video, I think now you have already understood what grammar topic we learned today. That is conditional sentence. It's from your English grammar book. Unit 11, page nong 172, English grammar and composition for class 9 and 10, and its conditionals. Dear students, after studying these lessons, you will be able to identify the conditionals, classify the conditional sentences, use the conditional in sentence. So, dear students, now we will learn about conditionals. Do you know what is conditionals? Conditional is a statement composed of an if clause known as the condition and the main clause which is known as the result. Conditionals are used to tell or explain what actually happens, what will happen, what we wish would happen, and what would have happened. So dear students, now we will learn the parts of conditional sentence. We know that conditional sentence consists of two parts. These are if clause and main clause. There are two parts, if clause and main clause. That means one is principal clause and another is subordinate clause. If it rains, we will cancel the trip. Here, if it rains is a condition and we will cancel the trip. It's a main clause, but here it is result of the condition. Now, students, see the examples. If I study well, I pass the exam. If I study well, I will pass the exam. If I studied well, I would pass the exam. And if I had studied well, I would have passed the exam. Here we will find 4 examples. That is 4 conditionals. And first one is 0 conditionals. If I study well, I pass the exam. And the second one, if I study well, I will pass the exam. It's first conditional. And if I studied well, I would pass the exam. It's the example of second conditional. And the example of third conditional is if I had studied well, I would have passed the exam. The students, look at those sentences. Here, if is common. And look at the verb. In 0 conditional, I study well. Here it's a present simple and I pass the exam, main clause, also a present simple tense. But in the second sentence, if clause is present simple but main clause is future indefinite. And the third sentence, here we find that first clause or if clause is past simple and main clause is future in past. And the third conditional, here we find past perfect and main clause is would have passed, future in past perfect. So, dear students, you see here all are look similar, but they are not same. In every sentence, if clause is the event that must occur in order for the result clause of to happen. If I study well, I will pass the exam. Here, if I study well is if clause or subordinate clause, and I will pass the exam is result clause or principal clause or is the main clause of this sentence. And so what is condition? A condition is something that needs to exist before something else to happens. Here what happens in the main clause is conditional to what happens in if clause. Note that condition plus result or result plus condition will be happen in the example. Types of conditionals. There are many types of conditional sentence. First of all, we see that there are 4 types of conditionals. These are zero conditional, first conditional, second conditional, and third conditional. There is also another type of conditional. We find that is mixed conditional. Now let's move to zero conditional. What is zero conditional? If I study well, I pass the exam. Here we find 2 clause, but 2 clause is present simple. The if clause, I study well, it's also a present simple, and the main clause, I pass the exam, it's also the example of present simple. So here we see that the structure of this sentence is if plus subject plus present simple form of verb plus subject plus present simple of or present form of verb. Zero conditional is also known as the present real conditional. We use it to talk about habits, facts, and general truth. Again, we read it. We use zero conditional to talk about habits, facts, and general truths. Zero conditional is fact, possibility, or exactly what happens. That means it is always 100% true. Next, move to first conditional. But before going to start this part, let's enjoy a song.
So, do you recall these lyrics?
If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you.
Of course, this is an example of the first conditional. Let's check the structure. We use the formula if plus simple present, comma, will plus verb.
Here we find a sentence. If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I will sail the world to find you. And the structure of this sentence is if plus subject plus present form of verb and subject plus shall, will plus present simple of or present form of verb. Here first conditional only talks about possibility, and there is only chance of that happening. Now it's your turn. The students, complete the sentence. You will complete the sentence and write it in the comments box. If you get sick, dash. I think you can write the answer. Let's move. Now, second conditional. But before going to start this part, let's enjoy another video clip.
If I were a boy, I think I could understand how it feels to love a girl.
This is a hypothetical situation. Am I a boy? No, I'm not.
Here we find a sentence. If I were a boy, I think could understand how it feels to love a girl. And the structure of this sentence is if plus subject plus present form of past form of verb and subject plus would plus present simple or present form of verb. We used to imagine that the present situation is different. We use second conditional to imagine that the present situation is different. Thus, this is also known as the personal unreal conditional. So, second conditional is known as the personal unreal conditional. Second conditional is also known as the present unreal conditional. And now it's your turn. Dear students, complete the sentence and you will write the answer in the comments box. If I were a bird, write the answer and move to the third conditional. If I had studied well, I would have passed the exam. And the structure of this sentence is if plus had plus subject plus past participle form of verb, comma plus subject plus would plus have plus past participle form of verb. We see that we use third conditional to imagine a past that did not really happen. It has 0% chance of happening. It has 0% chance of happening. So complete the sentence. If we had played well. If we had played well. There is another conditional, that is mixed conditional. Mixed conditionals helps you to move through time. If I had woken up earlier, I would be at work already. And second example is, if I had woken up earlier, I wouldn't have missed the bus. In mixed conditional, here we find two different times that work together. Dear students, after knowing something about mixed conditional, now we will summarize the lesson and we will find that zero conditionals are used by general truths and facts. First conditionals talk about possibilities, things that might be free for some but not for all. Second conditional are used to express hopes, wishes and desires or to offer advice. And the third conditional are purely imaginary. They are usually used to express regrets in the past. So, dear students, that's it for today. Don't forget to follow the instruction and try to use these conditionals. Dear students, try to understand and follow the instruction. But if you have any question, then ask me by writing a comment. I will try to give the answer. And after completing my today's lessons, now I will show you a video. Let's watch the video.
Vaping typically refers to inhaling an aerosol, which contains either nicotine, in the case of e-cigarettes, or some form of cannabis, such as the psychoactive chemical THC. And in the last few years, it has exploded in popularity, especially among teens. I mean, just look at this graph. It shows the percent of high school students who use e-cigarettes. In 2018, it was over 20%. And that's what makes this news so scary.
A patient died from a severe respiratory illness, and it could be the country's first vaping-related death.
That was in August of 2019. And by early September, the number of reported deaths linked to vaping had climbed to at least 6. Not to mention, there were at least 450 possible lung injuries tied to both THC and nicotine vape pens.
I have been saying this from the beginning. Looks like it's becoming an epidemic.
That's Dr. Melody Prasada, who's treated at least 2 patients with what she calls vaping-associated lung injury.
So over here we are seeing our 18-year-old patient who, when he first presented to the emergency room with chest pain, fever, coughing, and vomiting. And as you see over here, it is the black is for the lungs, and you see nice still black.
But 5 days later, his lungs were filled with fluid because of inflammation, which she said was linked to vaping THC.
Once you come to this point, the chance of dying can be as high as 70%.
So what's causing all that? Definitely should not start vaping now.
It is at this point very clear that vaping is not only unhealthy, but it is very dangerous. This is not anymore a debate. This is a proven fact that vaping is killing people.
Dear students, by watching this video, I think you have got the message. That is, remember this, smoking is the perfect way to commit suicide without actually dying by smoking. Helps in losing weight, one lung at a time. So don't smoke. Now it's time to say goodbye. Dear students, stay safe and healthy. No more today, and bye.